Hi people, welcome to my channel. My name is Michael. Thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to take you through a nice steady Vinyasa flow practice. This practice today is going to be mainly focused on the lower body, so really relieving tightness in the hips, lower back, down into the thighs. We're not going to be using any specific props for the practice today, but if you know that you need a belt or a block or a blanket, then please gather them now and have them nearby. We're going to begin in our extended child's pose. So taking the knees nice and wide, having the big toes touching, and then we're going to sink the hips back onto our heels, and we're just going to simply release the upper body down onto the mat, bring the forehead down. We don't need to really extend the arms too far forward. We just want a softness in the shoulders as we allow the body to gently settle. So once we're there, let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose and release that breath with a big sigh. So with that sigh, just releasing any tension in the whole of the body as we gently allow ourselves to settle and open. As we allow the body to soften down onto the earth, we can begin to slow and deepen the breath. Beginning to send the breath all the way down into the base of the lungs. A really nice position to find the breath in the back of the body. So breathing deeply into the back of the ribs. And as we do this, we can begin to softly engage with the body, so gently lifting through the pelvic floor. Gently drawing the navel in towards the spine. So we're not hugging the belly in. We just become aware of that nice net of muscles that surround our centre. That space that helps with our steadiness and our balance. Continuing to deepen the breath. As we allow the body to settle into the space. So really gently we're going to breathe in as we lift up onto all fours. We're going to bring the knees back underneath the hips, tops of the feet down onto the floor, and the elbows and the wrists balance below the shoulders. We're going to spread the fingers nice and wide, tiny little softness in the elbows. We're going to take a deep breath in here through the nose. And as we exhale, we're just going to lightly float the knees off the floor, not too high, just about an inch off the floor, drawing the belly gently in, just firming up through the centre, just beginning to create a little bit of stability in the upper body. One more nice deep breath, and then gently lowering down. And I'm going to create some nice big circles with the upper body. So we can make these circles as small or as large as we wish. So we just find a little bit of movement into our wrists, nice and gently. And back in the other direction. So continuing to breathe nice and deep. Soft, relax the tension on our breath. And then bringing the body back to the center. Again, spread the fingers nice and wide. We're going to inhale as we drop the belly down, roll the shoulders back and look forward. And as we exhale, we're going to round into the spine as we draw the belly in, and we're going to sink the tailbone all the way back down to the heels. Inhaling as we lift up. Draw the belly down, roll the shoulders back and look forward. And as we exhale, round into the spine and sink the tailbone down. We're going to do this 3 more times. Inhaling as we lift up. Draw the belly down, roll the shoulders back, lift the tailbone, look forward. Exhale, round into the spine as we sink the tailbone down. 2 more times. Breathe in, and as we lift up, draw the belly down, shoulders back, look forward. Exhale, round into the spine, tuck the belly in as we send the hips down. Last time, inhaling as we lift up. Drawing the belly down, shoulders back, look forward. Exhale, round into the spine as we sink the tailbone down. Lovely. Let's breathe in as we lift up onto all fours. We're going to float the right knee off the floor. And as we inhale, we're going to sweep that knee out to the side and start to draw some nice big circles with that right hip. Keeping the knee bent to start off with. Notice if we start leaning over to the left, see if we can keep the body nice and central. So we're just taking some nice deep circles into that right hip. And then we're going to start to straighten that leg out behind us. Again, nice big circles, this time pointing through the right toes. And let's go back in the other direction. Nice straight leg. Lovely. Let's bring that knee back down to the floor. Inhale as we float the left knee off the floor, draw it out to the side. And again, draw some nice big circles with the left hip that time. Nice steady circles, keeping the knee bent to start off with. So it really doesn't particularly matter which direction we're going in to start with. Let's start to straighten that leg out behind us and then draw some nice big circles with a straight leg. So again, we're allowing that movement to come from nice and deep inside the hip. Lovely. Let's bring that knee back down to the floor. We're going to tuck the toes under, hands a few inches in front of the shoulders, spread the fingers nice and wide, and then we're going to float the hips up and back as we press the heels down to the earth. So coming into our first downward facing dog. So again, scoop the belly in. So here we can take the feet a little bit wider, just take up some room with the lower body, have a nice deep pedal into the heels, maybe a little sway into the hips. So notice here we start to lock the elbows in place. We want a tiny little softness in the elbows. Finding some space in the upper back, building some strength into our shoulders, and spreading the fingers nice and wide. From here, let's steady our feet. We're going to breathe in as we float the right leg up to the sky. And as we exhale, we're going to press the left heel down. So keep that back leg in line with the body. And on our next inhale, we're going to float forward to our plank. We're going to hug the right knee in and over towards the left elbow. Inhale as we float the leg up and back. And as we exhale, float forward. Drawing that knee over to the right elbow. Breathe in as we float that leg up and back. And as we exhale, we're going to float forward, hugging that knee in towards the body. And then we're going to take the right leg out to the left, side of the foot to the floor, bring the back heel down, and breathe in as we lift the left arm up to the sky. And we're just going to hold that here. So nice strong position in the upper body, nice little bit of opening into the hips. And take a nice deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to float the left hand down, lift the back heel, sweep the right leg back, and back into our downward facing dog. Nice little pedal to the heels, little sway into the hips. And let's float the left leg up and back. Press the right heel down. Nice three-legged dog. Lovely. Let's take a nice deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to float forward, hugging the left knee in, taking that left knee over to the right elbow. Breathe in as we send that leg up and back. Exhale, draw the left knee in and over to the left elbow. Breathe in, send that left leg up and back. And as we exhale, let's hug that knee in, float forward to our plank, and take that left foot out to the right, side of the foot to the floor. Bring the back heel down. Breathe in as we lift the right arm, this time up to the sky. Hold it steady. Nice deep breaths. And let's slowly bring the right hand down. Sweep the left leg back. Little pedal to the heels, little sway into the hips. So the body's already nice and warm. Let's inhale as we look forward. Exhale as we lightly soften our knees. Let's breathe in as we step the feet all the way up to the hands. We're going to lengthen through the spine before folding in. Pressure the feet, let's float the arms up, standing nice and tall, look to our thumbs. Exhale as we release the arms down. Relaxing the shoulders down away from our ears, let's step to the front of our mat. So as Suddha Namaskara A, rolling the shoulders open, palms face forward. Take a deep breath in as we float the arms up, look to our thumbs. As we exhale, we fold, bring the hands lightly down to the floor. Inhale as we lengthen through the spine. And as we exhale, I'm going to step the feet back. I'm going to lower all the way down to the floor. Keep the elbows hugging in. Release the tops of the feet. And then we're going to bring our hands either side of the mat and the fingertips down to the floor. So little spider hands. Shoulders back away from the ears. Draw the belly in, and we're going to breathe in as we lift the chest. And we're going to hold it here. So shoulders down away from the ears. So again, nice lower body stretch here. So just a bit of extending into that lower spine. And let's take a nice deep breath in. And exhale as we lower gently down. Hands in line with the chest, tuck the elbows in, tucking the toes under, press the tailbone back to the heels and lift it back up into our downward facing dog. So again, little pedal through the heels, little sway into the hips, nice and gentle. And let's inhale as we look forward, exhale as we soften our knees, breathe in as we step the feet all the way up to the hands. We're going to lengthen through the spine before folding in towards the legs. And let's press through the feet, float the arms up, look to our thumbs. Exhale as we release. Roll the shoulders open, palms face forward. Inhale, float the arms up, look to our thumbs. Exhale as we fold, full sun salutation. Inhale as we lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale as we step it back. And we're going to lower down with control, either all the way down or float. Inhale as we draw the body forward and up. Exhale as we send the hips back. Downward facing dog. Holding it steady without holding the breath. So again, tiny little softness in the elbows. And we can scoop the belly gently in. Pressing the upper body in towards the thighs. And let's inhale as we look forward. Exhale as we soften our knees. Breathe in as we step the feet all the way up to the hands. Lengthening the spine before folding deeply in towards the legs. And let's press to the feet. Breathe in as we float the arms up. Look to our thumbs. Exhale as we release. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale as we fold, hands to the floor. Inhale as we lengthen. Exhale as we step it back. Lowering gently down. Remember, if we're coming all the way down, we just lightly lift the chest. If we float off the floor, we breathe in as we float forward and up. Exhaling as we send the hips back. Downward facing dog. So again, remember, the heels don't need to touch the floor. So we just want that nice intention coming down the backs of the legs. Steadiness in the breath. And from here, we're going to breathe in as we float the right leg up to the sky. You can take a bend in that right knee, and we're going to lift that knee towards the sky. Maybe come up to the fingertips on that right hand. So again, nice deep stretch all the way down into that right hip. And let's plant that right hand. We're going to step the right foot forward. And we're going to bring the back heel down and press to the feet as we inhale and lift the upper body. Taking the arms wide. So coming into a nice Virabhadrasana 2. So shoulders down away from the ears, reaching away through the fingertips. So here, front knee hovering over the ankle. And we can sink the hips a little bit deeper. Maybe soften through the toes, find that nice steady foundation through the soles of the feet. And let's inhale as we straighten through the right leg. We're going to lean the upper body forward, float the right hand down, and take the left arm up to the sky. So remember, it really doesn't matter where this right hand comes to, whether it comes down to the floor, top of the foot, whether you want to grab hold of the big toe. So the really important thing here is to have that nice openness of the chest, steadiness and strength through the legs. And this time we're going to float that left arm towards the front of the mat. So we get that nice stretch up the side body. So really extending our triangle. Nice deep breathing. Lovely, let's take a nice deep breath in. Looking down to the mat on the exhale, pressure the feet as we inhale, lift up. Exhale as we bend into that right knee. Releasing the back arm down, inhale as we float the right arm up. Exhale as we windmill the hands, we're going to frame that front foot, lift the back heel, step it back. An option to hold or move through a vinyasa in line with your own breath. Nice and steadiness as we move. And all coming into our downward facing dog. From here we're going to breathe in as we float the left leg up to the sky. Take a bend in that knee, lift it nice and high, maybe come onto the fingertips of that left hand. So again, nice open stretch down the left side of the body, all the way down into that left hip. We're going to plant the left hand, step the left foot forward, spinning the back heel down, pressing through the feet as we breathe and lift the upper body, taking the arms wide. So shoulders are down away from the ears, we're reaching away to the fingertips, and again, soften through the toes here. Maybe float the toes off the floor and then gently lower them down. Sinking the hips maybe a little bit deeper. So really taking that stretch down into the lower body. From here we're going to breathe in as we straighten the left leg. Exhale as we lean the upper body forward, float the left hand down, and breathe in as we take the right arm up to the sky. So again, we're pressing the right shoulder open, and this time we're going to float the arm towards the front of the mat. So we get that nice little openness all the way down into that right hip as we extend our triangle. Lovely, take a nice deep breath in. Exhale as we look down. Press through the feet as we inhale, lift the upper body. Exhale as we bend into that left knee. I'm going to release the back arm down. Inhale as we float the left arm up. And as we exhale, windmill in the hands. Step in the left foot back. And an option to hold it here or move to a vinyasa in line with your own breath. Steadiness as we move. Keeping the face muscles nice and soft, relaxing the jaw. Downward facing dog. From here we're going to inhale as we step the right foot forward. Spin the back heel down, pressure the feet, inhale as we lift the upper body, take the arms wide, straighten to our extended side, so bend the right elbow, forearm comes down to rest on the thigh, sweeping the back arm up and over, that little internal rotation of that upper arm, and taking our gaze up to the fingertips. So really engaging from the outside edge of that back foot all the way up the side of the body. So again, from that left hip all the way up to the fingertips. Nice deep breaths. Lovely. Let's press to the feet. Inhale as we lift up. We're going to interlace our fingers around the back of the body. Breathe in as we lift through the chest, and we're going to turn to face the front. And as we exhale, we're going to fold forward, bringing the head down towards the inside of that right leg and floating the hands up to the sky. Once you're there, maybe sink that front thigh a little bit deeper. Again, relax the toes. Nice deep breaths. Lower belly gently drawing in. One more nice deep breath in. And as we exhale, let's release the hands down to the floor. Frame the front foot, lift the back heel, and lightly step the right foot back to meet the left. Option to hold or move through a vinyasa in line with your own breath. Keep the elbows drawn into the sides of the body. Meeting in our downward facing dog. And let's inhale as we look forward. Stepping the left foot up towards or in between the hands. Back heel comes down, press to the feet, inhale as we lift the upper body, taking the arms wide. So again, shoulders down away from the ears, moving into our extended side, bend the left elbow, forearm comes down. Sweeping the back arm up and over in line with that back leg. That little internal rotation of the upper arm, taking our gaze up to the fingertips. Engaging from the outside edge of that back foot all the way up the side of the body.
Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale as we look down. Pressure the feet as we lift the upper body. Take the arms wide. We're going to interlace our fingers around the back of the body. Breathe in as we draw the shoulders back, turn to face the front. And as we exhale, fold forward. Head comes down inside that left knee. Lifting the arms up to the sky. So again, maybe sink that front thigh a little bit deeper. Taking that stretch down into the lower body. Nice deep breaths. And let's take a nice deep breath in. Exhale as we release the hands down, frame the front foot, lift the back heel and lightly step it back. So again, option to hold or move to a vinyasa, breathing in to float forward, exhaling as we lower, inhale as we draw the body forward and up, exhale as we send the hips up and back, and downward facing dog. So let's just hold it here, press into the heels, upper body towards the thighs, scoop the belly in. And maybe slow the breath down. So here we're going to really begin to get down into our hips. We're going to breathe in as we float the right leg up to the sky. And again, we're going to bend that knee, lift it nice and high, and maybe come up to the fingertips of that right hand. So just holding it steady here. And then we're going to plant the right hand on the floor. And we're going to step the right foot up to the outside of that right hand. From here, we're going to lower the back knee down and we're going to release the toes off the floor. We're going to float the right toes off the floor and then we're going to spin out on that right heel. So bring the side of the foot down and then we're going to walk the hands forward. So here this may be enough. We may wish to bring the forearms down. So really deep stretch into that right hip. And we're just going to hold it here nice and gently. So we can find those deep areas within the body. Or the stretch may feel a little bit more intense. Remember, no elements of pain. We want to learn to find the difference between pain and challenge within the body. And we need to know when the body says that's enough. And to be able to hold that space. And if we're forward, we're going to slowly bring the hands back onto the mat. So we can bring that right foot in line with the side of the mat. We're going to tuck the back toes under, float the back knee. And then we're going to lift the right leg up and back into our downward facing dog. We're going to have a little pedal through the heels, a little sway through the hips. And then we're going to breathe in as we float that right leg up. I'm going to bend that right knee and float forward. And we're going to lower that right knee down behind the right wrist. Take that right foot out to the left. Always being aware of this right knee. And then we're going to float the left leg back. So bringing the top of that back foot and the knee down to the floor. And we're going to then take our hands either side of the mat. Drawing the shoulders back and down as we breathe in, as we lift through the crown of the head. And we're just going to hold it here without holding the breath. Nice deep breathing. So really taking that stretch down into the lower body. So we have an option here. We can hold it nice and steady. We're going to take this a little bit deeper into that back leg. We're going to bring the right hand forward. We're going to bend the left knee. And we're going to reach back and catch a hold of that foot. And just gently draw that foot in towards the body. So only if this feels nice and comfortable. Obviously knowing the difference between challenge and pain. So it's good to have a little bit of challenge on the body. But we don't want any areas of pain. And if we've got hold of that foot, we're going to release that down to the floor. And I'm going to slowly walk the hands forward as we sink the upper body over that right thigh. So option to bring the forehead down. And just taking a moment here to breathe. Nice deep breaths. And then slowly lift the head. We're going to walk the hands back onto the mat. We're going to tuck the back toes under as we float the left knee off the floor. And then we're going to slide the right leg back to meet the left. So lifting back up into our downward facing dog. So option here to hold it steady, maybe have a little pedal through the heels, or an option to take it through the vinyasa in line with your own breath. If that feels like what the body needs. And all meeting in our downward facing dog to take it over to the left side. So we're going to breathe in as we lift the left leg off the floor. Bend into that left knee, lift it nice and high. Again, maybe come up to the fingertips of that left hand. We're going to plant the left hand on the floor. We're going to step that left foot to the outside of that left hand. So real deep stretch here into that left thigh. From here we're going to lower the back knee down and we're going to release the back toes down to the floor. We're going to lift the left toes, spin out on that heel to bring the side of the foot down to the floor. And then again we can hold it steady here, maybe just softening the elbows, or if it feels nice on the body we can walk the hands forward, maybe coming down onto the forearms. So here we are, we're just going to spend a few moments here. So again, tune into where it feels tight within the body. Remember, whenever we come into our yoga practice, we're simply exploring our physical body. Using the body and the breath to steady our focus. And being aware of sensations and how the postures feel. And we're going to slowly begin to walk the hands back. Bringing that left foot back in line with the side of the mat. We're going to tuck the back toes under, float the back knee. We're going to lift the left foot, take it back to meet the right. A little pedal to the heels, little sway into the hips. Again, feel free to flow through a vinyasa. Or just hold it steady in our downward facing dog. From here we're going to breathe in as we float the left leg up to the sky. We're going to bend that left knee, we're going to float forward into our plank. I'm going to lower the left knee down behind the left wrist, taking that left foot over towards the right. Float the right leg back, bringing the top of the foot and the right knee down onto the floor. So again here we're going to take our hands either side of the mat, fingertips to the floor. We're going to roll the shoulders back and down as we breathe in, lifting through the chest, lifting through the crown of the head, and just hold it steady here. So if you're like me and you have fair amount of tightness in the lower body, this left hip might be lifted, so it may feel nice to actually put a prop underneath, so either a cushion or a blanket. It might just feel nice as it is. So again, listening to your own body. So option here to hold it steady. If you want to take a little bit deeper into that right thigh, we're going to bring the left hand forward. We're going to bend into that right knee. We're going to reach back with the right hand, catch a hold of that foot, and we're gently going to draw that foot in towards the body. Holding it steady without holding the breath. So if we've got a hold of the foot, we're going to release that back down. And we're going to slowly begin to walk the hands forward, softening the upper body towards the mat, nice and gently. Maybe bringing the forehead down to the floor. And just slowing the breath down, nice and gently. relaxing the muscles of the face, finding that soft space between the teeth. Let's slowly begin to lift the head. We're going to walk the hands back onto the mat. We're going to tuck the back toes under. We're going to float the back knee off the floor. As we lift the hips, we're going to slide the left foot back to meet the right. Little pedal through the heels, little sway into the hips. Again, it might feel nice to move through a vinyasa here in your own breath, floating forward, lowering gently down, breathing in as we draw forward and up, exhaling as we send the hips back, and all meeting in our downward facing dog. From here, let's inhale as we look forward past our mat. Exhale as we soften into our knees. I'm going to breathe in. We step the feet all the way up to the hands, lengthening through the spine before folding in towards the legs. Pressure the feet. Let's float the arms up. Stand tall, look to our thumbs. Exhale as we relax the arms down. Maybe a little roll out the shoulders, and let's take the feet nice and wide. So to begin with, we're going to slightly turn the toes in, slightly turn the heels out. So coming into a nice deep forward fold. I want to fire up the thighs here, so keep the legs nice and strong. So as we activate the quad muscles here, we might find that little lift into our knees. We're going to take a deep breath in as we take the arms wide. Exhale as we catch a hold of our hips. Breathe in as we draw the shoulders back and lift the chest. And as we exhale, we're going to slowly fold it forward. So we're going to bring the hands down onto the mat. We're going to take a deep breath in here to lengthen our spine. And as we exhale, we're going to fold the body in towards the legs. And we're going to walk both hands over to the left ankle. Catch a hold of the ankle with both hands. Take another deep breath in to lengthen the spine. And as we exhale, we're going to fold the body in towards that left leg and just hold it here. So it may feel a really deep stretch here at the back of that leg. So remember, always breathing into any areas of tightness. Use the breath to soften the body. And inhaling as we come back to the center. Exhale as we take it over to the right, catching hold of the ankle with both hands. Breathe in again to lengthen the spine. Exhale as we fold the body in. So again, relax the back of the neck. Keep the lower belly joint in. Lovely. Inhale as we come back to the center. So this time we're going to take our hands to the floor, lengthen through the spine. I'm going to slightly turn the toes out this time, slightly turning the heels in. So we've got a little bit of an angle on our feet. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, we're going to bend into our right knee as we float the left toes off the floor. Coming back to our center, bend into the left knee, float the right toes off the floor. Breathing back to the center, same on the other side. And as we move, we may be able to float the hands off the floor. So we're taking that stability and that strength down into the lower body, easing into each side of the hips. Nice steady movements. And the next time we come over to the right side, we're going to hold it here. So we can bring the palms to the touch. Right elbow inside that right leg. Bring the hands in line with the chest. Just holding it steady without holding the breath. Relax the shoulders. Nice softness in the face. So again, real deep stretch on the lower body here. As we inhale, let's come back to the center. And let's soften down into the left. Lift the right toes off the floor. Holding it here without holding the breath. So relaxing the face. So a good time to really notice the tension that will begin to gather in the upper body. A lot of the time we hold tension in our eyes and our jaw. We can keep these spaces nice and soft. Lovely. Let's breathe in as we come back to the center. Straighten through both legs. We're going to turn the toes in, hands to the floor. Inhale again as we lengthen through the spine. Exhale as we fold the body in. Walking the hands back in line with the feet this time. So elbows in line with the shoulders, wrists in line with the elbows. Drawing the body through that space between the legs. And here we can take the weight of the body slightly forward. A little bit of lightness in our heels. So notice if we're gripping hold of the floor with our toes, see if we can soften that space between the toes. And inhaling as we lift up halfway. Exhale as we catch our hold of our hips. Pressure the feet, let's breathe in as we lift the body all the way up. Exhale as we relax the shoulders down. Let's step the feet to the center of our mat and have a little shake off our legs. So we're going to come into our balance. So we're doing 3 balances. So a little bit of element of challenge. I'm going to start on our left foot. I'm going to float the right knee nice and high. We're going to reach down with our right hand. We're going to catch a hold of the right big toes as we take our left hip with the left hand. From here we're going to breathe in as we straighten that right leg away from the body. I'm going to take that right leg out to the side. So holding it nice and steady here. Nice deep breaths. Lovely. Let's breathe in as we bring that leg back to the center. And we're going to bend that right knee and bring the outside of the ankle to the top of the left thigh. Be pressing into that heel. Let's bring the palms to touch. Hands in line with the chest. Bend into that left knee as we sink the body down. Hold it here, nice deep breaths. So again, balancing but bringing that element of stretch into the lower body. Finding that element of steadiness in our practice. Find your focus. Let's inhale as we lift back up. We're going to bring that right foot to the inside of the left thigh. So real challenge here. Pressing that right knee open. We're going to interlace our fingers. Press the palms away from the body. Breathe in as we lift the arms up to the sky. And as we exhale, we're going to lean the upper body over to the right. Nice deep breaths. Inhale as we lift up. Bring the palms to touch. Bring the hands down in line with the chest. Inhale as we float the right knee, bring it round in front. Exhale as we slowly lower that leg down. And have a little shake off the legs. Let's do the same on the other side. So steady the right foot. So always beginning on that nice steady foundation. We're going to float the left knee nice and high. We're going to reach down, catch a hold of that big toe with the left hand. Take our right hand to the hip. Breathe in as we straighten that leg away from the body and take it out to the left. So nice steady breath. So we're not straightening that left leg at the moment. That's absolutely fine to have a little bend in that knee. That's really not a problem. Remember, we're all working in line with our own bodies. Let's breathe in as we draw that leg forward. Bending that left knee. We're going to bring the outside of the ankle to the top of the right thigh. Soften the right knee, hands in line with the chest, into our prayer position, our nice Anjali mudra. And then we're going to bend into that right knee as we sink the body down. So again, find that steady focus. So we want to find that little non-moving point that takes all of our awareness. So they call that our drishti. Honing the mind into that single point and using that single point to really steady our focus, steady the mind and steady our balance. And we're going to slowly begin to lift up, bringing the sole of that left foot to the inside of the thigh. So standing in our lovely tree pose, we're going to interlace our fingers. I'm going to press the palms away. Inhale as we float the arms up in line with the ears. And as we exhale, we're going to lean the upper body just gently over to the left. So bringing that nice little stretch down into the right hip.
inhale as we lift up. Exhale as we release the hands down. Let's float the left knee, bring it round in front, and lower that leg down to the floor. Let's have a little shake off the legs. So come and stand at the front of our mats. So nice warm legs, warm lower body. Let's roll the shoulders open, palms face forward. Take a deep breath in as we float the arms up, look into our thumbs. Exhaling as we fold, bringing the hands to the floor. Take a deep breath in as we lengthen through the spine. And as we exhale, let's step the feet back. Option to move through a vinyasa in line with your own breath. And all meeting in our downward facing dog. Slow the breath down, spread the fingers nice and wide, tiny little softness in the elbows. And from here, let's inhale as we lift up to the tips of the toes. Exhale as we lower the knees gently down. Bringing the toes to touch, sinking the hips back to our heels, and again softening the upper body down. So this time here, option to reach the fingertips forward, just finding that extra little bit of stretch into the side body. But really here our focus is to soften down into the lower body and relax down into the lower back, down into the hips. Nice deep breaths. So as we begin to slow the practice down, maybe just notice any changes in the body, changes in how the body feels, areas of heat and coolness within the body. Maybe areas in the body that feel a little bit softer, maybe a bit more spacious. Let's breathe in as we slowly lift up nice and gently. Let's come sit down on our mats, taking our legs out in front so we can peel the flesh away from our sit bones. So starting in a nice steady feet, toes pointing the sky, we're going to reach forward and catch a hold of our feet, maybe using a belt here. We're going to breathe in as we lengthen through the spine, and as we exhale we're going to lead with the heart as we draw the body forward and down. So here we can take our gaze towards our toes. So whatever we're holding on to here, whether that's the feet, the ankles, maybe a belt, just notice how tight the grip is. See if we can soften our connection here. So we're always going to need a little element of tension within our practice as the body stretches. We're going to really notice where that tension is focused. So we're going to keep those areas within the body nice and soft. So a good little practice to take off of the mat. Noticing when we have tension in our face, in our eyes, and our jaw, and our teeth. Spaces where we can really relax that element of stress within the body. And let's inhale as we slowly lift up. And we're going to take our right foot, sole of the right foot, to the inside of the right thigh. Allow the knee to soften out to the side. We're going to reach forward again, catch a hold of our left foot with both hands. And we're going to inhale as we lengthen, exhale as we lead with the heart, drawing the body forward and down. This time softening head down towards the knee. And Janu Shashasana. Nice deep breaths. And let's breathe in as we lift up. We're going to take the sole of the right foot over the other side of that left thigh. And from here we're going to lean the upper body to the left as we bend that left knee, drawing the heel in towards the body and sitting up nice and tall. So to start, we're going to wrap the left arm around that right leg, taking our right hand behind our seat. We can breathe in as we lift and lengthen. Exhale as we rotate round. We can over that right shoulder. Once we're there, if we want to take it a little bit deeper, we can hook the left elbow over the right knee, palm faces away from the body. So we just use that elbow as a little bit of a lever to just deepen a little bit further into the twist. Once we're there, if we want to take that a little bit deeper, we can reach that left hand down and catch a hold of our left knee. Shoulders down away from the ears, looking over the right shoulder, nice deep breaths. And gently release. A little counter rotation on the other side, looking over the left shoulder. And then straighten the legs out away from the body. This time we're going to take a bend in our left knee, sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh. We're going to reach forward and catch a hold of that right foot. We're going to inhale as we lengthen the spine. Exhale as we lead with the heart, drawing the body forward and down. And then once we're there, we're going to soften the head down towards the knee. So again, Janu Shashasana. Back of the neck is nice and soft. Let's inhale as we lift up. Sweep the legs in front. Bend in the left knee, taking the sole of that left foot over the other side of that right thigh. We're going to lean the body to the right, bend that right knee, bringing the heel in and sitting up nice and tall. So again, to start, we can wrap the right arm around that left leg. Left hand comes behind our seat. We inhale as we lift and lengthen. Exhale as we draw the upper body round, looking over the left shoulder. Once we're there and we want to take a little bit deeper, we can hook the right elbow over the left knee, palm faces away. So we use that arm as a little bit of a lever to gently draw the body around a little bit deeper. And then if we want to take that a little bit further, we reach that right hand down and we catch a hold of the right knee. Nice deep breaths. Lovely, take a nice deep breath in. Exhale as we gently release. Little counter rotation around the other side, looking over the right shoulder. And let's unravel the legs. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. So just catching a hold of the feet, just allow the knees to soften out to the sides. So a little bit of fun here in our seated balance. We're going to catch a hold of our big toes with our index and middle finger. So we're going to touch the tips of our fingers with our thumb. We're going to lean back and we're going to float the feet off the floor. So relax the shoulders down, lifting through the heart. I'm going to start by straightening the right leg away from the body. Just holding it here without holding the breath. And let's bend that right knee, bring the sole of the foot back in, keep the feet floating. And let's straighten the left leg out to the side. Nice steady breath. And let's slowly bring that foot in. Keep the face nice and soft. Notice any tension gathering up in the upper body. And then we're going to start to straighten both legs out away from the body. Shoulders down, lifting through the heart. Keep the face nice and relaxed, maybe a little smile. Upavista Konasana. And let's slowly bring the feet in. Release the hands, keep the feet floating. Draw the knees in towards each other. Let's straighten the legs away from the body. Relax the shoulders down. Just hold it steady here. Nice deep breaths. And let's lower the feet gently down to the floor. And let's bring the whole of the body down. Gently coming down onto the back of the body. Relaxing the shoulders. And let's draw the knees in towards the body. Catch a hold of the knees. Have a little rock from side to side. So notice any tension down in the hips, down in the lower back. See if there's any areas of softness there. Just relax into the muscles. And for those of you wishing to come shoulder stand, now is the opportunity. So we take the arms down the sides of the body, we draw the knees in towards the head, we're going to take our hands onto our lower back
I'm going to straighten the legs up towards the sky. So here, keeping the head in line with the spine, lower belly joint in. And let's start to lower the legs over the head. So remember, if the toes come down to the floor into our halasana, the toes touch the floor, we can release our hands, interlace our fingers, drawing the knuckles away from the back of the body. Remember here, keep the head in line with the spine. So we want to protect the neck here. Nice deep breaths. And then bring the hands back onto the lower back. Bend into the knees. Straighten the legs up towards the sky. And here we're going to cross the legs. So we're going to bring the right foot over onto the left thigh. And the left foot tucking in, coming into our Padmasana. So Urdhva Padmasana. And slowly and gently we're going to rock all the way back. Coming onto our seat, bring the hands down to the floor. I'm going to press into the hands as we draw the knees in. I'm going to lift the lower body off the floor. We're just going to hold that here. So a little bit of strength into the upper body. And then lowering the body gently down, catching hold of the knees, draw the knees in. And let's slowly lower the back of the body down. Unravel the legs. Draw the knees in. A little rock from side to side. And then slowly making our way into our Shavasana. So taking the feet at least hip width apart. Softening through the legs. Relax the arms, palms facing up. Again, maybe noticing areas of warmth within the body. Releasing all control of the breath, just allowing the body to breathe itself. Relaxing through the navel and the pelvic floor. Just allowing the belly to become soft and spacious. Relaxing down into the toes and the soles of the feet. The softness in the ankles and the knees. And just easing that softness into the thighs and the hips. And sending that sense of relaxation all the way up into the shoulders and the back and the neck. Softening down each of the arms. Maybe notice any energy within the hands and the wrists as we soften the palms and each of the fingers. Allowing the back of the head to be heavy, softening the eyes and the jaw, and releasing the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. So just allowing the body to soften into the space that surrounds it. A sense of gravity and being drawn towards the earth. As we release all effort and control.
option to stay here, extending your Shavasana for as long as you wish. For those ready to come out, let's slowly begin to draw the knees in. Gently begin to deepen our breathing, a little rock from side to side. And slowly roll over onto our side, making our way up to a nice comfortable seat. Relax the shoulders. And let's bring our hands into prayer position in front of the chest. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose, releasing that breath with a big sigh. Thank you very much for joining me today. Remember, if you enjoyed the session, please click like, please click subscribe. Weekly yoga, both practices, strong and soft and gentle. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day, your evening, whatever it is you're up to. Thank you.